Year 613 CE. The mighty Byzantine Empire is collapsing. The Persian army sweeps through Syria and Palestine, seizes Jerusalem, and carries off the true cross, Christianity's most sacred relic. Egypt will fall next. The emperor's treasury is empty, the army broken, and Constantinople itself stands under threat. If you asked anyone then, they'd tell you, Rome's days are numbered. But in faraway Mecca, a man with no army, no political power, and no maps speaks of a stunning reversal. That man was Muhammad, peace be upon him. Muhammad ibn Abdullah, a prophet in a city that rejected him. He had no soldiers, no power, and only a small band of followers, many of them slaves, the poor, or the young. Yet at this very moment, when the Byzantine Empire was collapsing before Persia's might, Muhammad recited verses that stunned both friend and foe.
Alif Lam Mim غُلِبَتِ الرُّومُ في أدنى الأرض وهم من بعد غلبهم سيغلبون في بضع سنين لله الأمر من قبل ومن بعد ويومئذ يفرح المؤمنون بنصر الله ينصر من يشاء وهو العزيز الرحيم وعد الله لا يخلف الله وعده ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
The Quran didn't give a number outright. Instead, it used the phrase bid sinin. In classical Arabic, bid means a small number, usually between 3 and 9. Linguists and early commentators from Al-Tabari, Ibn Kathir, agreed on this range. So this wasn't an open-ended hope. It was a time-bound prophecy that Rome, humiliated and nearly dead, would rise again in less than a decade. To the Quraysh, it sounded laughable. They rejoiced in Persia's victory because the Persians were pagans like them, and they mocked Muhammad and his companions. Look at the Christians, people of the book like you. They've been crushed, and you will be crushed the same way. The prophecy that Muhammad, peace be upon him, made wasn't just optimism. It was madness. By 619 CE, the Persians had taken Egypt, controlled the eastern Mediterranean, and stood at Constantinople's doorstep. The historian Edward Gibbon later wrote, "No prophecy could be more distant from its accomplishment, since the first 12 years of Heraclius announced the approaching dissolution of the empire." From a human perspective, the Byzantine comeback was impossible. And yet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, risked his prophethood on it. Then history shifted. After almost a decade of devastating losses, when the Byzantine Empire seemed finished, Heraclius rose. In 622 CE, exactly within the Quran's predicted few years, he rebuilt the army, trained it personally, and launched a daring counteroffensive. That year, the Romans won their first major victory, turning despair into momentum. It was the moment the prophecy came true. In Mecca, word of Rome's comeback spread quickly. The believers rejoiced, reciting the verse that had been mocked for years. The Quraysh, who had used the Roman defeat to taunt the Muslims, were left speechless. Now, the balance had turned, just as the Quran had promised.
وعد الله لا يخلف الله وعده ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.